Now, when you look back on this, Joey, he was I believe he was the only really Josh McDaniels hiring that you had. McDaniels and him were together in New England, I want to say for a year, maybe 2 years. The Mike Fair, the defensive line coach, and the Matt Eberflus hirings, I think, were much more Chris Ballard-centric. And I always felt like the conversations with Gouge, he's a unique guy. Very steadfast in his beliefs. I think Stephen Holder mentioned on Twitter today, he was an acquired taste. I think that's accurate. This is a guy that since 2009, he's had 6 different jobs. One of them he had for 3 years, the other one he had for 2 years, and the other 4 stops he's had 1 season each. Yeah, part of that is just kind of coaching turnover in the NFL, but again, there were places that he was where they didn't, gouge the staffs like a complete firing happened. So I know there's a lot of questions about the Denzel Good situation and all of that. I think that played into it. Certainly, I do. And for those that miss that or forget about it, I guess we should probably just update everyone on that. Basically, Denzel Good came out late in the season, Joey. I think Vic Taffer, I believe is how you say his name. He writes for The Athletic for the Oakland Raiders, where Denzel Good ended up going. I think Good actually started maybe late in the season for the Raiders. Good went to him and pretty much was like, I never got a chance to earn my starting job back or even be able to dress once I returned from my brother's death. That was what Good said to Taffer about the Colts situation. And at no time did he ever blame Irsay, Ballard, Reich. It was always Gouge was who Denzel Good had the issue with. Here are 2 quotes from that article. I came back after my brother was murdered, and I was dealing with a lot of personal issues, Good said. That didn't sit well with Gouge. He wanted players that fight through things and play. He told me that as long as I was there, I would never play for him again. I would never play another down because he felt disrespected. I wasn't going to play even though I felt I was as good as anyone on the field playing.
The hell?
My initial reaction is exactly that, Joey. What the hell? If that is true, this is not hard-ass football guy. This is a guy being a D-I-C-K.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Say it. Sounds better. He's being a dick.
Thank you. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to keep my mother on my good side. He's just being an ass, man. Like, come on. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's not like he's missing to go to, like, his daughter's ballerina.
No.
Good Lord.
No. Your brother fatally shot. Week 4, Denzel Good starts at right tackle. That's Sunday against the Texans, the overtime game at Lucas Oil Stadium. 48 hours later, maybe like 36 hours later, Tuesday morning, short week, you're preparing for the Patriots. Denzel Good, brother shot, killed in South Carolina. He goes home to be with his family. I think he missed maybe 2 games because of that. New England, obviously, on that Thursday. Then I think maybe he missed the entire Jets game. I forget when exactly he came back. He comes back. Braden Smith is your starter at right tackle. I get that. As much as that sucks and it's unfair, and I do remember us talking about this on the podcast when you lucked into Braden Smith at right tackle. Like, there are a lot of weird situations that happen, no more so than Good's brother dying, because who knows if Good comes out of the starting lineup after that game. I don't know if a benching was going to happen. Yes, the Colts were not great on the offensive line in that game, but I don't all of a sudden think it would have been a definite benching. To say that to a player is uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. Good did not dress for another game. He was with the Colts, I think, for another month and a half, a decent time after that. And so this article broke December 27th. So the Colts played, 3 games, and then they fired Gouge. I know Frank Reich, the initial report from Mike Garofalo of NFL Network said that Reich is even recommending Gouge for other jobs around the league, and he just wanted his own offensive line coach. I think there's some merit to that as well, but I think there's some merit to the Denzel Good story. Because remember culture. Remember how much that means to Chris Ballard and to Frank Reich. Ballard probably a lot more outspoken because he talks about, roster acquisition 24/7. It means a lot to Frank Reich. The guy's a former minister. One thing to be a tough football coach, one thing to be a dick.
True.
So I guess I said it.
There you go.
I did want to touch on these Reich quotes before we move on, Joey, into the Twitter questions. This was Reich throughout the course of the season on Gouge. Gouge is great for that group. Blunt and direct and throwback, the whole deal. So again, that coaching personality, blunt, direct, throwback. I think Gouge was a bit of a, bit of an offensive line guy.
Yeah.
A guy that you think of. Then in November, Frank Reich. Coach Gouge is a fiery guy that's going to get his guys to play hard for him, and he's definitely done that. And then in December, Gouge has done a really good job with them in the room, getting them both physically and mentally ready. Clearly, Reich's words and the play on the field, the offensive line had a lot of success this season. Again, I don't think it's the end of the world by any means, and I do believe that there are a couple factors that played into this move.